Welcome back, Legends. This is episode 3 of season 27 class guide series. We covered Assault, we covered Skirmishers, and now we're diving into one of the most misunderstood classes in Apex, and that is the Recon class. These Legends don't win fights through brute force or crazy movement. They win fights with information. Tracking enemy rotations, predicting third parties, reading the ring, and giving your squad the knowledge they need to rotate smart, engage safely, and avoid getting caught with their pants down. In Season 27, Recon Legends are all about intel advantage. If the Assault class hits hard and the Skirmisher class moves fast, Recon is the class that sees everything. Before the enemy even realizes you're watching, in this episode we're breaking down every Recon Legend one by one, their best perks, their best amps, their rank up potential, and most importantly, how you can use Recon information to win more fights and climb faster. So sit back, lock in, and let's jump into our first legend, the original tracker of Apex, Bloodhound. Alright, Legends. First up for the Recon class is the original tracker themselves, Bloodhound. Now, Bloodhound isn't the same beast they used to be back in Season 6 through 12, when every fight was Wallhack City. But in Season 27, with the right perks, they still bring consistent intel and clean team support to your squad. At level 2, your best perk is Raven's Blessing. Every white Raven you activate gives you a 20% ultimate charge, and if you're playing Bloodhound correctly, meaning you're scanning, rotating, and constantly looking for white Raven trails, this perk gives you a way more ultimate uptime than Odin's player ever could. The longer highlight sounds nice, but getting your ultimate back faster is simply better for real ranked gameplay. At level 3, your strongest perk is Sighthound. This perk cuts your tactical cooldown in half while your ultimate is active. Pop the ult, and suddenly you're scanning constantly, forcing enemies into panic and giving your team the confidence to push fights clean and fast. And when you pair that all up with Power Booster Amp, you get your tactical faster, you get your ultimate faster. It's actually surprising how much value Bloodhound can still pull, even though they're sitting at C tier overall. Bloodhound isn't flashy anymore, but they're still the easiest, most team-friendly Recon Legend, and if you're climbing Rookie, Bronze, Silver, or even Gold, they're extremely reliable. Simple kit, strong information, and no confusion about your job. Scan, rotate smart, and keep your team from getting jumped. Next up, let's talk about Crypto, the most misunderstood Recon Legend in Apex. Crypto is not for button mashers. He's not for aggressive hot droppers. Crypto is for strategists, the player who wins the fight before they even push the door. At level 2, the best perk is Off the Grid. The moment Crypto enters his drone, he becomes cloaked. This is massive. It finally solves Crypto's biggest weakness, getting beamed while you're in the drone. Now, you can scout, set up EMPs, check banners, and third party safely. At level 3, Hackathon is the go-to perk. Your drone recharges faster, and when your drone is destroyed or EMP explodes, you get a speed boost. This perk turns Crypto into an actual tempo legend. You EMP, drone breaks, you zoom into the fight with a burst of speed. It's the first perk that lets Crypto keep pace with the aggressive teammates. With Power Booster as your amp, you're chaining drones, chaining EMPs, and enabling your team with constant information. Crypto isn't easy and not for the faint heart, but in the right hands, he becomes a tactical mastermind who controls the entire flow of the match. Now, let's talk about one of the strongest Recon Legends in the entire game, Valkyrie. And yes, these absolutely deserve her spot as S tier and one of the top 3 legends in this season. Valkyrie is what happens when mobility, information, and safety all come together in one character. She's the definition of Recon value. She sees rotations, avoid third parties, and save entire squads from bad zones. She's a walking macro advantage. At level 2, your best option is Eyes in the Sky. This perk turns Valkyrie skydiving scans into true Recon power, revealing enemies from further away, even through walls. It's insanely valuable for mid-game rotations, identifying stacked POIs and deciding whether to land or bail mid-flight. The level 3 perk is where Val gets her true power spike, and that perk you always want is Supersonic. Supersonic makes Valkyrie ultimate launch your team faster, and in Apex, speed equals survival. Faster launch means escaping third parties, escaping bad rings, and out-rotating every squad on the map. It's not just mobility, it's time saved, and time saved wins games. Aerial Expert is still strong, better jetpack handling, strong horizontal movement, but when your life is on the line, Supersonic saves you. Every single time. Pair Valkyrie with over armor and she becomes even safer in the air and on landing. That extra 25 armor covers you from poke, landing shots, and early third-party pressure while rotating. Valkyrie is the queen of macro. She doesn't win fights with brute strength. She wins them by choosing the right fights at the right time. If you want to climb faster, if you want consistent control over your game, Valk is one of the best legends you can run in Season 27. Alright, let's talk about Seer, one of the most feared Recon legends and Apex legends, now rebalanced, but still incredibly strong in the right hands. At level 2, the best perk is Home Base. This perk lets your tactical recharge significantly faster while inside your exhibit ultimate. This means if you're setting your ult in a building, choke, or even a tight corridor, you can spam focus of attention over and over, flooding the enemies with scans, interrupts, and pressure. It basically turns exhibit into your personal command center. Then at level 3, Seer becomes a real problem. Energizing focus is the strongest pick by far. Every tactical hits restore your shields. Do you understand how wild that is in rank? You deal damage and get sustained at the same time, letting you win attrition fights without even burning batteries. And of course, Seer pairs best with Power Booster Amp. Your tactical and ultimate both comes back faster, so you can set up more exhibits, interrupt more heals, and pressure teams with consistent information. Seer isn't the old wall hack menace anymore, but he's still a top tier info legend with strong suppressive tools. In the right hands, Seer wins fights by denying the enemy's rhythm. You don't let them heal, you don't let them rotate, you don't even let them reset. You decide when the fight happens. Next up is Vantage, the long-range scout of the Recon class, the legend who brings safety, visibility, and poke damage to your squad. She's not the strongest Recon in raw tempo, but when played correctly, she gives you incredible information without even committing to a bad fight. When it comes to choosing the level 2 perk, you choose either of them. The first one, Controlling My Prey, this perk grants you ring console access and a zone overcharge, meaning you can predict the flow of the game before it even happens. Vantage becomes the map reader of the squad, telling you where to rotate, which choke points you need to avoid long before trouble arrives. Choosing this perk if you do not have a control legend on your team. If you're a pure sniper player, however, Improved Mark is actually real strong too. Your sniper mark reveals enemies through walls, giving your team update info even if the enemy tries to break line of sight. It's a defensive perk, but a powerful one in slower lobbies. At level 3, Tactical Cooldown is the best overall perk. Echo returning 5 seconds faster, meaning safer scouting, better repositioning, and more chances to get height even without exposing yourself. Vantage players who master Echo movement gains a huge survivability boost here. Pair all that up with the Power Booster Amp and Vantage becomes smoother overall. More Echo leaps, more ultimate uptime, more information flow, more poke windows. She's a scout, a spotter, and a rotation anchor. If you like supporting your squad from range, feeding information, and playing smart, safe, tactically sound Apex, then Vantage is your perfect Recon pick. Now let's talk about Sparrow, one of the strongest Recon legends in the entire game, an absolute S tier in Season 27. Sparrow isn't just a trap legend or a scan bot, he's pressure, control, and tempo, all wrapped into one. He's what happens when Recon decides they're done playing safe and wants to take over the fight. At level 2, the best perk is Hunt Target. Every time Sparrow marks an enemy, he gets a speed boost when moving towards them. And bro, this perk is ridiculous in rank. It turns Sparrow into a chase monster. You can collapse on weak players, isolate targets, and punish squads who try to rotate away. At level 3, it's truly pick your poison. Both perks are very strong. It just depends on how you want to play Sparrow. Light Siphon turns Sparrow into a self-sustaining monster. Every pulse of his ultimate that tags an enemy heals both his health and shields. It's sustain. It's pressure. It's anti-third party insurance. If you want to stay in the fight way longer than any Recon legend should, Life Siphon is your perk. But alternate mode is the control freak option. Instead of one big detonation, Sparrow fires 3 smaller pulses, perfect for tight indoor fights, door blocking, room clearing, or forcing teams to move exactly where he wants them to be. It's zoning, it's tempo control. It's just completely ruined a team that's trapped in a building. So yeah, level 3 is preference. Sustain with Light Siphon, or pure tactical pressure with alternate mode. And with the Power Booster Amp, Sparrow becomes a nightmare to deal with. Your traps come back faster, your ultimate recharges quicker, and your tempo skyrockets. You have zoning, sustain, map pressure happening constantly. But also, real quick, There's a sleeper amp that's way better on Sparrow than most people realize, and that's Infinite Ammo. Due to the fact that Sparrow gets 50 arrows on the Bocek by default, more than any other legend, Infinite Ammo basically turns the Bocek into a zero maintenance weapon. So you don't need to never go to arsenals, replicators, or chase ground loot for arrows again. It frees up your bag for more nades, more bats, and meds. It's constant, it's efficient, and honestly, it feels borderline unfair. Sparrow is an aggressive recon legend, the perfect mix between information and domination. If Valkyrie is your macro recon, and Cryptor and Seer are your intel specialists, Sparrow is your fight closure, the S-tier duelist of the reconnaissance world. Alright legends, that wraps up episode 3 of season 27 class guide series, the Recon class. Recon isn't about brute force, it's not about crazy movement. Recon wins ranked games through information. Ring knowledge, enemy tracking, third-party prevention, safe rotations. This class gives your team the tools to win before the fight even starts. From Bloodhound's battlefield awareness to Crypto's drone mastery, Seer's anti-push pressure, Vantage long-range intel, and the absolute monster of the class, Sparrow and Valkyrie, two of the strongest recon legends in the entire game right now. If this breakdown has helped you in any shape or form or fashion, just drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and tell me in the comments which recon legend that you're rocking with this season. Also, I read every comment. I also try to reply to every comment as well. But with that being said, you guys have a blessed one as well as a good one, and I'll talk to you to the next one. Oh, episode 4 is coming up. In episode 4, we're doing supports. That's my class. I use pretty much all the support legends. Well, actually, my main is Newcastle. So, with that being said, let's get to it. Let's keep grinding. See you out there.